Welcome to Sudan, a vast and diverse nation in northeastern Africa. Covering approximately 1.88 million square kilometers, Sudan is the third largest country in Africa and the 15th largest in the world. Bordered by Egypt to the north, the Red Sea to the northeast, and 6 other African nations, Sudan sits at the crossroads of Arab and African cultures. Sudan's capital and largest city is Khartoum, a bustling metropolis where the Blue Nile and White Nile merge, forming the mighty Nile River, the lifeline of the nation. Other major cities include Omdurman, Port Sudan, and Nyala, each playing a key role in Sudan's economy and culture. The country is home to over 48 million people, making it one of the most populous nations in Africa. Sudan's population is incredibly diverse, with over 500 ethnic groups and more than 100 languages spoken. The 2 largest ethnic groups are the Sudanese Arabs and the Nubians, along with various indigenous communities across the country. Most of Sudan's population relies on agriculture and livestock for their livelihood, with the fertile lands along the Nile supporting crops like sorghum, millet, and sesame. However, challenges such as climate change, economic instability, and ongoing conflicts continue to impact the nation's development. Sudan once held the title of Africa's largest country, but in 2011, South Sudan gained independence after decades of conflict. Despite the split, Sudan remains a key player in the region, rich in culture, history, and natural resources. Sudan, a land where time whispers through ancient pyramids, where the Nile breathes life into golden sands. A nation of warriors and poets, of resilience and dreams. From the heart of Africa, its story is carved in history, one of triumph and turmoil, of riches untold and struggles unseen. But what lies beyond the headlines? What truths echo in the streets of Khartoum, in the markets of Omdurman, and in the silent dunes of the Sahara? Long before the modern world took shape, Sudan stood as a cradle of civilization. It was the land of the great kingdom of Kush, where black pharaohs ruled with wisdom and power. The pyramids of Meroe, older than those of Egypt, rise as testaments to an empire that once challenged the might of Rome. These sands hold the whispers of a glorious past, a time when Sudanese culture and trade flourished along the banks of the mighty Nile. Beneath Sudan's soil lies immense wealth: gold, oil, fertile lands. The nation is blessed with natural resources that could make it one of Africa's most prosperous countries. Yet wealth has often been both a gift and a curse. A struggle for control, for power, has shaped Sudan's fate, dividing its people and defining its conflicts. For centuries, Sudan has known struggle. From colonial rule under the British and Egyptians to its hard-fought independence in 1956, the people of Sudan have always risen against oppression. But independence came with its own battles. Civil wars tore the country apart, culminating in the secession of South Sudan in 2011. Yet, through every hardship, Sudan's people have endured. Their resilience is etched in the faces of those who march for freedom, in the hands of those who rebuild what was lost. Beyond conflict, there is a Sudan that sings, a Sudan that dances, the rhythms of Sudanese music, the poetry of the people, the hospitality that welcomes strangers with open arms. This is the true heart of the nation. The spirit of Sudan cannot be broken because it is built on the strength of its people. It is in the tea, served by women in the streets of Khartoum, in the laughter of children playing by the river, in the art that tells stories of hope. Sudan is once again caught in the grip of war. A nation with a history of conflicts, Sudan is now facing one of its most devastating crises, a power struggle that has plunged the country into chaos. The war began on April 15, 2023, when fighting erupted between the Sudanese Armed Forces, SF, led by General Abdel Fattah al-Burhan, and the Rapid Support Forces, RSF, commanded by General Mohamed Hamdan Dagalo, also known as Hemedti. What started as a political disagreement quickly escalated into a full-blown civil war. After Sudan's longtime ruler, Omar al-Bashir, was overthrown in 2019, hopes were high for a peaceful transition to democracy. However, in 2021, the military staged a coup, delaying democratic elections. Tensions grew between the two factions that once worked together, Burhan's regular army and Hemedti's powerful paramilitary force, the RSF. By April 2023, these tensions exploded into violent clashes in Khartoum, Darfur, and other parts of Sudan. Civilians found themselves trapped in the crossfire as both sides fought for control over military bases, airports, and government institutions. The war has caused a catastrophic humanitarian crisis. Millions have fled their homes, with over 8 million people displaced, the largest internal displacement crisis in the world today. Essential services like food, water, and medical aid are scarce, and thousands have lost their lives. The international community has condemned the violence, but peace efforts have failed to stop the fighting. Neighboring countries and global powers fear that Sudan's crisis could destabilize the entire region. As the war rages on, the people of Sudan continue to suffer, caught between two military leaders fighting for power. The question remains, will Sudan find peace, or will the conflict push the country deeper into turmoil? Today, Sudan stands at a crossroads. A new generation rises, demanding a future free from war, from corruption, from division. They dream of a Sudan where unity triumphs over conflict, where the wealth of the land serves its people, where history is not just remembered, but lessons are learned. The road is long, but Sudan has walked difficult paths before, and each time it has risen. Sudan is more than its struggles. It is a land of strength, of beauty, of boundless potential. A nation where the past meets the future, where the people endure and where hope never dies. This is Sudan. This is its story, and its story is still being written. What do you think will happen next in Sudan? Let us know in the comments below. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more updates on global conflicts.